Welcome back to my channel. This is a sound off for Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 5. So the episode opens up with Ashley bringing home the new baby, and congratulations to them. So Mia and her family go on a picnic and they get into talking about, her work schedule and her work ethic and why she's always away from the house. And the conversation veers over to, her mom and her being distant and not being nurturing and not wanting to come around and always having excuses to why she's not coming around. And her husband's being very, supportive and just saying, you know what, maybe it's not really you. Maybe it's just something about you that reminds you of your father, just trying to be supportive. And he seems like a cool dude. I like Mia's husband. He's okay. I like him. So Candace is packing for the girls trip, and Chris had to come and kind of kill the mood and was like, "Hey, did you invite Ashley?" And she's just like, and he's like, "Yeah, I think you should invite her. Go ahead and invite her." And we already know she ain't feeling that because she forgot. So Giselle comes over to see the new baby and to chop it up with Ashley. And of course, she got to spill the tea about Candace's pajama party. And not Candace, Ashley throws a little shade about it being her mama's house, whatever, you know how they do. And then Giselle's like, "Hey, did Candace invite you to the party?" And she's like, "No, she didn't text you. She didn't call." Giselle, you know damn well, that Candace did not invite Ashley. She ain't talking to Ashley. She ain't texting Ashley. You know what it is. Y'all could have saved that. It's like, girl, we already know how this goes. She can come to the trip. It's a Bravo trip. Everybody's invited. Unless she didn't want to come. So Giselle's messy ass has to go into it about how Wendy lately she a hot girl. She on her hot girl shit. She's trying to speculate. I guess they're trying to build a story that Eddie is cheating, or the rumors about Eddie cheating is what has Wendy turning into this sexy version of herself. And it's stupid. It's stupid because we already know that when you met up with Ashley and you had on the yellow turtleneck, that you mentioned the cheating rumors that time. And even though it didn't air, it was in the trailer. So we already know y'all talked about it. So when you were sitting up there with Ashley talking about it and she's going along with it like it's the first time she's heard it, it was like, y'all real corny for that. If that lady wants to wear whatever she wants to wear is her body, she can wear it. No one cares. Like, who cares? I mean, she's getting on my nerves a little bit, but if she, why are you making it a thing? If she wants to be hot girl Wendy, let her be. She can do that. She's grown. You're not her mother. You're not her mother, though she has one. And the one mother that she has is okay with her new homegirls. So what is it to you, Giselle? She has one mother and you are not her. And the mother that she has is okay with it. So if she's cool with it, her man is cool with it, Giselle, mind your business. Besides, Giselle, you the last one who needs to be talking about anybody's clothes. You just stop that. Okay? Nobody's trying to dress like you. So Eddie and Wendy are home and the kids are running amok and she's trying to record and they're loud and she's just like, she gets through it. And she starts having this conversation with Eddie about how people put her in a box and she can't just be, she likes trap music, but she is a professor with 4 degrees and she wants to have a homosexual line and there's layers to Wendy. And pretty much y'all wore Wendy out last season. Wendy, in my opinion, I think Wendy has always been liked. I think Wendy has always been praised. I think people have always been like, "Oh my God, Wendy, you did so well. Oh my God," she's impressed people. Her mother's a chief. I don't know if her father's a chief, but he probably is. And it's just like where she's from and her probably I'm gonna go out on a limb and say in the Nigerian community up in the DMV, Wendy was that girl. Wendy is that girl. And she gets on TV and you Housewives fans, y'all are vicious. Y'all was letting her have it last season and she's just like, don't know what to do with herself. Y'all was calling her elitist, pretentious. Y'all called her ugly. Y'all called her Wesley Snipes, y'all said she looked like, what was it, Tu Wong Fu. Y'all did a lot to Wendy last season. And she's just not used to not being liked. She's not used to not being that girl. So this season, she's pressed. And I wish she wouldn't. Oh, Lord, I don't like this side of Wendy. Like, girl, just do you. Because a lot of us we was rocking with you, you know? You said you had 4 degrees, enough. And we were like, okay, girl. But we were rocking with you. You do not have to dumb yourself down. You do not have to play up this sex pot. You don't have to be Portia. You don't have to be Sonia Morgan. You don't have to be none of these girls. But I really think you're pressed. Like, if these people don't like you, who cares? You're going to have your own fan base that rocks with you. Like, all this extra stuff that Wendy is doing, I'm just not here for it. Like, why are you pressed about these people and their opinions? But anyways, so they start talking about her home essential line, and Eddie starts drilling her like, girl, have you figured out what you're gonna do? Because you can't just keep using your money. And she was like, oh, I'm gonna use yours. And he was like, I don't know about that because I done closed this wallet. I don't know about all of that now, Wendy. And it's just like, to me, it's an act. I'm not buying it. Wendy, you are smarter than this. You don't strike me as a person that just goes on, just free, like you're not freestyling this. You thought about this, and if this is something you want to do, go ahead, girl, do it. Like, nobody's against it. The problem is just, I'm not buying that you didn't talk to your husband before. I'm not buying that he didn't ask you these hard questions before. I'm not buying that you don't know that you have to have a mission statement and whatever else, and a budget and funding. Girl, you are smarter than that. I know you want to play it. You want to come down off of that high horse that you were on last year. You don't want to be the know-it-all, the obnoxious lady. And that's cool, but you also don't have to play dumb. You don't have to play, you don't have to do that, because it's like, we accept you for who you are. The people who didn't like you last season, they probably still not going to like you. It's just like, girl, just be you. Just be yourself. Like, be yourself. Like, don't get on here and being fake, because that ain't going to cut it. Like, we're not going to. I'm not here for it. I'm still rooting for you because you're my African sister. I'm rooting for you. But this dumbing down, you trying to, girl, I'm here for the hot girl Wendy. I'm here for that. But I'm not here for you acting like you don't know that, the basics of business. Like, you couldn't ask your husband. Like, your sister and you didn't talk. Like, I'm not here for that. Like, girl, come on. Get it together, Wendy. I don't like this. So Giselle and Robin link up with Mia, and Mia is decked out, girl. She looks real cute. She got on her nice little outfit for somebody who didn't want to attend the link up, but okay, girl. And she gets there, and I like that she came, though. She was real. She had a good attitude, and she just basically lets them know who Mia is, and she tells them about this, the incident that landed her into foster care. It's a really sad story. She explains how her father, he wasn't well. And then Robin also explains how, about Juan's situation with his parents. And we find out that they have something in common. And that was really, I can appreciate Mia, like, when she's having these moments, because it's like, okay, this is the real Mia. This is a real person here, right? And shout out to her for just being open and honest, because you never know who you're helping when you tell your story. A lot of times people can feel real lonely when they're going through something. And so when she's, explaining her story, it's really nice. And just the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there like that, that's really beautiful. That's something, to be proud of. It's the day of the girls' trip, and we see Candace at the house, and she has all these bags, and Chris is helping her with her luggage. He was like, you think you got enough? They got a party bus, and everybody's in good spirits. I think Giselle gets there first, and she's ready with her Gucci poncho. And then all the ladies start arriving. And the moment that Karen gets there, Giselle, she got the stank face, like, oh, here this bitch. So Candace tells Robin, girl, I really want you to have another baby. And Robin's like, girl, everybody does, whatever. And she was just like, she let them know that her and Juan, they put a down payment on a baby. And Wendy gets up and she does a celebratory twerk. She's like, ah. It was a bit much, girl, but okay, girl. Okay, Wendy. Okay. We're gonna let you have that. And it's good vibes. You know, they having a good time. Someone asked about Ashley, and Candace forgot. She forgot to invite Ashley, but don't worry, because guess what? Giselle has you covered. She knew you might forget. She knew you was gonna forget, so she already invited Ashley. Now, you know, Candace is like, whatever. But like I said, we already know how this goes. Everybody is invited to the trip unless something happens. But I guess Candace was hoping, like, you know, maybe she ain't gonna want to come out. You know, new moms usually don't want to come out. So Giselle points out the pole, and she tells Candace, girl, if you get on there, I'll get on there. So Candace is like, cool. She jumps on the pole. She does a little 1-2 on the pole. She makes her tips, and she lets Karen take the pole. And Karen gets, you know, she gets to the pole, and the music changes for Karen. I was like, oh, she about to give it to us. She about to show us what she's been doing. And she does a little okay. She does a little, you know, whatever. She does okay. Robin gets on there and she slams into that pole, girl. Wendy get on there and almost lands herself into the emergency room. Escalade gets on there. And then Mia gets on the pole and she does her thing, okay? She was just keeping it cute for the ladies. She didn't want to get them too much because they wasn't really giving her no dollars like that. I don't know. But it was a cute little moment. It was really cute. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Everybody got their coins. Wendy, I think, made the least. And right behind her was Giselle. So Candace tells everyone, you know, the main house has 4 rooms. And then there's a smaller house behind it that has more rooms or whatever. So in the main house is going to be Candace, Giselle, Robin, and Mia. And then the other house is going to be Wendy, Karen, and Escala. And Wendy's a little bit, you know, in her emotions. Like, damn, how come I'm not in the main house? What's really going on? And I don't know how they came up with that. I think I read somewhere that there was a game, and I don't know. But it's kind of weird because you would think Wendy would be in the main house with Candace, but to be real honest, Candace and Wendy haven't filmed any one-on-one scenes this season. She's filmed with Karen, 2 separate scenes with Karen away from the group. And with Robin, she's filmed 2 scenes with Robin and Escala. She hasn't filmed with Candace. So maybe y'all not as close as y'all used to be. And Candace was like, well, I noticed Wendy and Karen are a lot closer. So I don't know. I don't know why she was feeling butthurt, because it's like I said, you ain't really been around like that. The only thing I think it should have probably been Escala should have probably switched with Mia, because Escala really don't know Karen like that either. But whatever, it is what it is. Wendy, you just got to get over it. You're not staying the whole trip anyways, because Karen is she's being sworn in as ambassador in Surrey County, so she's leaving the trip early anyways. So Wendy, you're not gonna be there the whole time. It's okay, girl. You still get to enjoy the house a little bit. So they pull up to the house in Williamsburg, and the estate is lovely. It's really, really beautiful. Giselle, you're wrong again, loud and wrong, talking about Williamsburg didn't have nothing to offer. But the house is gorgeous. It's beautiful. They go in and they take a look around. The women start looking at the rooms, and the room I think Candace is staying in, they said President Obama stayed in there one time. And so Candace was like, yes, my former boss. Yes, he stayed here. And it was a cute little moment. And Wendy's still in her feelings because she's not staying in the main house. Okay. But they go downstairs for a little brunch. And Mia picks her room. And Candace was like, girl, put your shoes in here or something in here so we know this is your room. And they go downstairs for brunch or lunch or whatever they were eating. And Giselle's like, Robin, I wish you were upstairs with me. And so Robin, you was out of line. Robin says to Mia, girl, you know what? We're going to move you downstairs. And then Mia, she was just like, okay. Mia, this is when the boss is supposed to come out. This is when you're supposed to be like, no, ma'am, I don't. You are not going to haze me. I've already chosen my room because I'm the boss. This is when you're supposed to be like, I'm the boss. I'm a CEO. I'm a boss. Are you a boss, Robin? No, you're not taking my room. Like, that's when the boss should have appeared and been like, nah, bitch. We was cool. But what you're not going to do is displace me from my room. No, you're not going to do that. I was like, I feel like she at least should have set her straight and said, you know what? If you wanted the room, you could ask, but don't tell me we're gonna put you downstairs. I didn't like that. And I really like Robin, but I didn't like that. That you could have done that a little differently. And even Candace was like, girl, you gonna let them bully you out your room? Man, where was the boss at? This was the time for that. But I guess you're like, you know what? You're gonna choose your battles. You don't want to go there. And that's okay. I get it. I guess I get it. I feel like you still should have kind of like let her know, like, girl, don't do that. Giselle was like, you know, I want this to be a really nice trip. So does anybody feel like they owe anyone an apology? Here they go with these forced apologies again. And so Karen is like, are you talking to me? And she was like, yes. And so they start getting into it. And apparently, after the whole hotbox and sing scene, Karen did apologize through text to the ladies for acting a fool. And Giselle didn't say anything or whatnot. I think it was on a group text. And I just think that's stupid, right? Karen is like, look, I apologize to you for what I did, but you still owe me an apology, and I haven't got one. And Wendy was like, is it about the whole Ray thing with the, and she was like, yeah, it is. And so Robin and Giselle, of course, they're like, are you serious? Like, girl, that's from 4 years ago. She did not wish death on your husband. Like, cut it out. And this is how I see it. Karen, you're a grand dame. You know good and good well that she did not wish death on your husband. You bringing that up makes me feel like you knew what you did last year to Giselle was a little bit uncalled for. You can't sit here and say that your grown-ass children felt terrible about what Giselle said 4 years ago, because they were grown 4 years ago. You didn't say nothing about it. You didn't say anything about it. How do you think her 15 and 14-year-old daughters felt going to school and everybody's talking about your daddy is a whore and your daddy is doing this and your daddy cheating on your mama again because that's what he does? And, oh, did your daddy have another baby? And I'm pretty sure right now the kids are watching and they're like talking about, oh, girl, your mama got a hot box. Karen, I really used to love you, Karen. You are making me defend Giselle, and that is not cool. I didn't sign up for this when I started watching this show this season. I did not sign up to defend Giselle. I really didn't. But Karen, are you serious? You're comparing your 19 and 28-year-old son being upset about catching some shade because your husband put his mouth on something that did not concern him? He didn't have no business telling Giselle nothing about her dating life and finding a husband. He is not her father. He should have minded his business and he wouldn't have caught a stray. He should have minded his business. That woman did not wish death on Ray, and you know she didn't. And after that happened, you went on to be cool with Giselle. Y'all were all sitting around season 3. You yourself admitted that when the Washington Post ran that story about Ray's tax issues, you called Giselle first because you needed support. Why would you call this woman if you felt like she wished death on your husband? Girl, you know you're reaching. You are reaching and you need to cut it out. Like, do not ruin this season with shenanigans. Like, come on. You know you was wrong, and if you feel bad about it, then, I mean, talk to the girl. I don't know. But these forced apologies, I'm not with it. Like, Giselle, I guess you just want to get it popping in there. You just want to have something to film. Because why do you want an apology from someone who isn't sorry? Like, I don't get that. But the scene ends with them at the table. It's a cliffhanger. So we'll pick back up on episode 6. So this is my sound off for Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 5. Please comment, like, and subscribe.